Okay, hi, this is Ken Jones again with Pier Fishing in California. Today we're at a really iconic bait shop, Wiley's Bait and Tackle here in Malibu. This has been here since 1946. I first bought stuff here back in the 60s. They used to carry all kinds of live bait and all kinds of bait. It's changed like other shops have, but it's one of the few remaining bait shops from those days. So we're gonna look inside and we're gonna talk to Ginny Wylie, who runs the bait shop today. If you're in Malibu, we certainly encourage you to stop in and say hi to Ginny. Okay, again, this is Ginny Wylie. And she's been here more than just a few years.
Oh dear.
Ginny, partly what I've always enjoyed coming here. Kind of a highlight whenever I come to LA is to stop in here and talk to you. I get a little bit of bait, but I get a lot of wisdom from your words.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, let's hope so.
Problem I always have is I stop in for 15 minutes and hour and a half later, I'm still here talking to Ginny, so it's not always great for my schedule. But the way I first met Wiley's, or got used to Wiley's, way back in the 60s, and I met a guy up in actually Northern California, and I was telling them about the rigs to catch sand crabs. And he wanted to know where you could get one, and I knew that you could get them here at Wiley's, so I sent a note down here to Wiley's, and we got him a sand crab scooper, I guess. I'm not sure what you call them, but that was way back 60 years ago. And then I had the chance to come down here, started coming down here, fishing trips, and met Ginny, and the rest is history, I guess you'd say. But you've been here a long time. I know this place opened in 1946.
Yes.
I don't imagine you worked here in 1946.
No, I wasn't here then. My grandfather started the store.
Grandfather, okay.
And my father was not a fisherman, but I had asked my folks when they came down, and they said sometime after the war. And we finally found out the original date. So it was 1946. And then when they passed away, Bob and I had the store. He ran the store for about 50 years.
Oh.
And he was great because he could take a reel apart and great with the customers. And so when he passed away, then you're stuck with me.
Stuck with you.
This is it. But I was around here when I was a youngster.
But you didn't plan to do this.
No, I did
Because I know,
not.
didn't you go to UCLA? I think you told me
Yes, I
one
did.
time. So what were your original plans when you went to UCLA? What were you going to be? Be a psychologist or something? No?
No, but I should be in the store. No, because my men love to come in and tell me all of their problems.
Oh, okay.
They know I don't know anybody.
Actually, my son-in-law went to UCLA, and he was a psychology major.
Oh, really?
Just so you know.
Oh,
yeah.
dear. No, I did go there, and I worked there for quite a few years.
But you've worked here. So when did you actually start working here, roughly?
Well, I used to come down here during the summertime. Loved spending summers and weekends down here. And the fishing was very different. We had a lot of the clubs that had derbies, and the store was open all night on Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
It was a different world years ago. And a lot of perch derbies.
Yeah.
So,
I know you used to have all kinds of live bait. I remember when you had live sand crabs.
yes,
And I think you had
mussels.
mussels. Didn't you have some clams at one time, too? Did you have clams?
We did.
Clams?
Yes.
So things that nowadays are very hard to get anywhere.
It's all changed. There's a lot of restrictions on what you can sell.
Yeah.
And regulations, and we don't have live sand crabs anymore, but you can dig them up.
Sure.
If you see the little air bubbles in the sand.
Yeah.
You
You
can
still sell the little nets to dig them?
Years ago we did.
Okay.
Not anymore, but
anymore.
the fellows take a little bucket, put holes in the bottom of the bucket, fill it with sand, and then a little shovel and
Get 'em.
put sand crabs in there. And they've changed the laws on mussels.
Yeah.
But a lot of the fishermen do take fresh mussels off the rocks.
Yeah.
And I tell them to hook it through the rind because the center is pretty soft.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of them do that.
Okay.
And most of our bait is frozen except for live lugworms.
Live lumber.
We carry the lugworms, and I get night crawlers for freshwater
Oh, yeah.
fishermen.
I know up on the wall you have the state record barred surf perch.
Oh,
You've
yes.
had that for years.
Yes.
And I forget what
It
was
was Fred Oakley.
Fred Oakley, who used to
Yes.
be kind of a legend down here in Southern California. He not only did he catch huge surf perch, but he caught huge sharks and just all kinds of fish, this whole area. And I think was I don't know, probably won a few derbies, I imagine, and I never had the chance to meet him, but I always wish I had met him because he was, like I said, he was really a legend in the fisherman world down here.
He was the ultimate fisherman, and he loved showing people
Did he?
how he fished.
Yeah, yeah. But you're still here, so
I'm still here. It's on the land is owned by California State Parks and Recreation, so it's leased to them. But the store, I own the
you
store.
own the store. Okay.
Yes.
Cleaning all the fresh bait, how you had to clean the bait and set it out and everything, and I think it was, I don't know if it was the sand crabs or if it was the mussels or whatever, but you had to, set them aside and clean them and everything at night. Didn't you have to do that part of the time?
Oh, there were times where Bob was shucking mussels here
Shucking vessels
and cleaning mackerel, and
mackerel?
yes, he would fillet the mackerel. We had sugar cured mackerel
You had sugar cured mackerel.
for years.
I've looked for a
Yes.
recipe for that. I try sugar cure my own mackerel, but I don't know if I do it right. I just use some sugar and salt combined, and
That's what it is.
yeah. But I do that when I have mackerel when I catch at the piers and I have extra and I want to use for bait. I don't want to just freeze it, so I sugar cure it. Try to sugar cure it. Have the anglers changed? Well, I guess you said the anglers have changed since 50 years ago a little bit.
Yes.
But I know you still have a pretty jovial group that comes in, right? A lot of regulars.
That's the fun part of the business because I get both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. And 99% are in a good mood going fishing.
Good.
Or at least they should be.
Good. But I know you have mentioned how the area's had a lot of crime, a lot of cars broken into, just crime you just didn't see, let's say 20 years ago.
It's everywhere now. I think every major city is going through
Yeah.
this problem.
Yeah.
So the door is closed most of the time, which it never was before.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, but that's the
What
way
you
it
have
is
to do.
now.
What you have to do. I know you're one of the few stores, I don't know if you still do it or not, but this used to be one of the few stores I could come in and you would actually have hooks, individual hooks by size. You could buy the individual hooks
Oh, yes.
and I think the individual sinkers.
Absolutely.
And you don't find that, you just don't find that anywhere anymore.
Well, it's old school in here.
Yeah, old
And
school.
there's a lot that hasn't changed.
Oh, that's
the
good.
drawers are the same. They're
Yeah.
all back here.
Yeah.
Ken.
Oh, yeah, back
so
here.
They're,
I don't
they're
know
all
if you can see that.
divided. And the sinkers are back there.
Sinkers and
So
hooks are back there.
we have the flat sinkers, the torpedo, the pyramids, the egg sinkers, which are the sliding sinkers.
Yeah.
The dipsies, some of the ball sinkers.
A big variety. Yeah.
Yes.
I suppose most of the people you get are most of the people you get surf fishermen. Is that what they are?
Well, the majority are surf fishermen, yes.
Yeah.
But I also get kayakers. I get
Kayakers.
people that go to the pier.
Yeah.
And it's changed a lot. Fly fishing, you'll see people using freshwater gear, but they're on these sandy beaches, the flat sandy
Yeah,
beaches. And when the Corbina come in the summertime, they're fishing right in the
Yeah.
white water.
Yeah.
So they're using very light tackle, maybe 4 pounds,
Oh,
8-pound test. Well, let's see. We were talking about the hooks and the loose hooks. So maybe I should take this drawer out and show you what Ken had mentioned. This is the drawer with hooks that we sell by the dozen, but you can buy them individually if you would like. So there's live bait hooks, there's surf hooks here, these are mustad hooks. And on the other side I have treble hooks. So it is old school in here. The swivels that you see on the board are packaged and most of them are in dozens. And I did mention that I have kayakers. A lot of them take the plastics. So I have the 3, 4, 5-inch plastics. And then the zooms up here and the gulp. A lot of people are using the gulp plastic worms. The most popular is the 2-inch camo for surf fishing. And then there's other people that say, oh, there's nothing like real bait and fresh bait. So it's just a preference. And the sinkers, as I mentioned, are all back here. It's fish up there. That's a 4-pound, 2.5-ounce barred perch. And that was caught up at Ventura many years ago on hard-shell crabs. And that was Fred Oakley. He held many records on fish. The bait is all here in the freezer. Ken, you can come and show them what I have here.
So Ginny's got a variety of mainly frozen bait. So
Yes.
this is squid over here,
Yes,
anchovies, mackerel, pretty good sized mackerel,
yes,
some sardines, mussels, and shrimp. So that just about covers most of the frozen bait that you need. And then she said she also has refrigerated lugworms. So lugworms are the only live bait she still carries today.
and some night crawlers. I do get people that go to the lakes
Yeah.
and freshwater fish.
And I always talk about for me, the best like perch bait and stuff, and that's the mussels, saltwater worms. And the one thing we don't have is the ghost shrimp. Those are really hard to get today. Only a couple stores still
Yes.
carry ghost shrimp. But this should cover it for most people coming down here who just want to go out and fish for a couple hours. Now, Ginny, I know you may not like to talk about it, but I know in the last few years you've actually had a number of things kind of go wrong, and you had the big storms,
Yes.
couple winter storms, and they caved in your roof.
Yes.
I know you caved in your roof, and they caved in the back room, and actually you got this fixed. I think you got this roof fixed not too long ago again, right?
Have a new roof.
Got a new
the
roof.
insulation came down.
Yeah, and you said everything fell on top of everything, so
Yes.
you had a kind of a pretty good mess, I guess, when that happened. Took you a while to clean that up. And I know that the wind knocked over your Wiley sign one time.
Many years ago,
Many
yes.
years ago, and then
Yes.
some of your loyal fans, some of your local fishermen got together and they put you up a new sign, right?
That's right.
So that's a pretty good indicator of what they feel about you. They wouldn't be helping you out that way if they didn't value you here.
Oh, I have a lot of loyal people
Yeah.
that I've known for years that are just wonderful
Now
customers.
you have everything from beach bums, I guess. I guess you can still use that term, to millionaires out here in Malibu. I know there's
I get a lot of movie
a lot
people.
of movie people out here in
Yes.
Malibu.
Yes.
Do they actually come in and buy bait and stuff?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And
So can you mention these?
Oh dear.
that's up to you if you want to mention.
I don't know if they would want
Yeah,
their names
that's
mentioned, but some keep 2 houses,
Yeah.
one in LA and one at the beach. And then there are others that will finish a movie and come out here for a couple of months. I may see a lot of them
Yeah.
and then never see them again.
Now, are they fishing? I don't know. Are they surf fishing or are they fishing
Most
on
of
the
them are
boats?
surf fishing.
Surf fishing. Okay.
Yes. The last fellow that came in that I saw maybe a month ago, and he wasn't fishing,
Oh.
but and I hadn't seen him in a long time, was the chef, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh.
And he has stopped by a couple of times just to see how I'm doing because I took a terrible fall last year and fractured the femur.
Yeah.
So that's why the cane. And very, very nice man. And most of them are nice.
I met a guy this morning up by Malibu Pier. He was actually filming a segment for the local TV channel on the red tide, which is probably why he didn't catch any fish. And he said to say hi, his name, he said, you remember, he was Frank the leopard shark fisherman.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's how these guys, they all have their names and the kind of fish they catch. And,
Oh, they do. They have nicknames.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and I know you told me one time, sometimes some of the kids, or the stars will all come down here and get their bait and go out fishing and stuff. And,
Oh, many through the years.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know you get local here. It's a little ways down to Malibu Pier, not too far, but it's a few miles down the road. So you get some people from Malibu Pier.
Yes.
And you still get some people from Paradise Cove, which is another few miles.
Yes. And there, as you know, in Paradise Cove, it requires a license.
Right.
Because it is private.
Yeah.
Where Malibu Pier is a state pier, public
and
pier.
it's a little more expensive.
To park.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, even a lot more expensive. But yeah, and that's a small pier, but that's a really good pier too. Malibu Pier. I was there this morning. They're doing a lot of work out there right now. They're redoing the two buildings out at the end, doing the roof, redoing the roofs on those buildings. So there are a couple local people, but she gets a lot of surf fishermen and rock fishermen and different stuff. So I call Jenny each month for a fish report, and she kind of knows what's going on along here. She gets all the reports from the guys coming in saying what they're catching. So I'm able to do a fish report on Malibu.
Well, it's been a good year, and on both piers they were getting huge bat rays
Huge
this
bat rays?
year
Yeah.
on Paradise Cove and also Malibu Pier. And of course, as you know, Ken, when the grunion run, the halibut come in.
Halibut
They're
follow
just
the grunion.
thick around Malibu Pier, and they've gotten halibut at Paradise Cove.
You said I think they also been catching a lot of sargo this year.
They did. We used to have sargo many years ago because we'd fish in the evening down here, and they'll take almost any kind of bait, whether it's shrimp or mackerel or mussels or squid. And they really fight. You think you have jaws on and you'll have
fighters.
a little guy.
Yeah.
But they started getting the sargo. A lot of people aren't sure what they are.
Yeah.
They're the China croaker. But they mentioned, oh, I caught this different fish with a black stripe.
Yeah.
So I know what it is.
But you said that they actually did a Bank of America commercial inside the store?
They did.
Okay, that's different.
Yes.
That's a little different.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
The outside and the inside.
Yeah.
So it's been used several times.
Wow. And then in some movies you said too.
Yes.
Because I guess Malibu is a famous place for...
Well, people are surprised when they walk in because you don't see a lot of stores like this. It's so old school that, and particularly when children walk in, they're used to going to a big Five or a large sporting goods store, but not this type of business.
Yeah.
So people seem to love it.
Well, you said that the state wanted it to stay here, right? When they did all this redevelopment stuff?
Yes, they said
they wanted you to stay here.
They said it was visitor friendly.
Okay.
It serves the public. Hopefully so. There will be fishermen for many, many years to come.
Yeah, we hope so.
I hope so too. Did you ever see a picture of my tortoise?
No.
You didn't? Oh, Ken, look at this.
Oh, well, no, I did see that a little earlier.
You did.
I wasn't.
This
I
is
didn't know.
Walter, and
Who is it?
I've had him 46 years.
What's his name?
Walter.
Walter.
And he's over 100.
Oh my goodness. This is in the shop. Is he here?
I usually bring him in the summertime.
Oh, in the summertime?
Although now it's a little bit more difficult.
Walter.
And here we are.
Oh my.
Yes.
100 years old. Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I've had him since 1978.
My goodness.
So we've gotten old together.
Well, Jenny, it's time we move on.
It's been great.
It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy seeing you.
Oh, me too.
And I will be back sooner rather than later.
I hope so, Ken. Don't stay away so long.
Goodbye, Jenny.
Bye-bye, Ken.
So once again, we hope you've enjoyed this video of Wiley's Bait and Tackle, an iconic bait and tackle store, one of the last remaining stores like this in California. And we urge everybody to come and visit Ginny and say hi to Ginny and stop by and get some bait if you're in the area. And again, we thankful that you're watching our Pier Fishing in California videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Pier Fishing in California. Watch all the videos. And so long for now. And we say best wishes and thank you from the Pier Rat Nation. Thank you very much.